Hello, so today we're going to talk about transmission number 3. And this is a really important issue that you really have to get a hold of. And they've communicated to me that it's important to move from an understanding of the scientific narrative which has been sold to you over countless decades and which has trapped you into an empirical, non-intuitive framing way with your mind that has in fact led to you misunderstanding a lot of the nature of consciousness. So for centuries the scientific narrative has shaped the modern world. It has given us medicine, technology, transportation, communication, and a deeper understanding of the physical universe. And it has allowed us to test, verify, but also to doubt. It has replaced superstition with method and empirical method. And yet something is no longer working. And we've seen this with the COVID. We've seen this with now the onset of AI. Despite extraordinary technological advancement, anxiety is rising. Depression has never been as high as it has been. Loneliness is increasing. Meaning feels incredibly fragile to people. The scientific narrative has mastered the external world, but it has struggled to address the inner one. Science excels at explaining mechanisms. It maps neural pathways, measures hormone levels, analyzes behavior patterns and cognitive processes. But it has also trapped you. The scientists and the doctors and the mathematicians and the scientific gurus have failed you, especially during the COVID and especially during the preceding years of this COVID, shall we say, issue. The dominant narrative has often reduced you to biology, a collection of chemical reactions and neural firings. It has filtered and flattened the human story. And what they have communicated to me is that the crisis that you are facing right now is not a failure of data. It's a failure of depth. It's a failure of you to understand who you truly are. The narrative that you were sold by the scientific community and which is propelled upon you morning, noon and night has in fact led you down the wrong pathway. And now we have these spiritual grifters who come to you and they say, oh, you know, I practiced science for a while. I was, let's say, a biologist, or I was working for a pharmaceutical company, or I was working for a scientific company, and now they've discovered God. Well, old people, we have a saying in Ireland, don't change their colours overnight. And so science is not really the enemy here, but what I'm asking you to do is to try to emulate a different narrative. Try to dig deep inside yourself and understand that the narrative of science alone cannot explain the totality of the human experience. And so they communicated to me that it's important to find somebody in human history who has, having my coffee, who has the understanding and the knowledge and the wisdom to emulate some type of a deeper understanding. And so today I want to talk to you a little bit about Jesus Christ. So using the ministry of Jesus Christ, we can see that he was a model of human experience that operated out of this empirical measurement, data, or empirical analysis. His ministry wasn't built on experiments and statistical validation or institutional authority. So why have you given over your power to these institutions, to these scientific narratives that are now running and ruling your life? The very essence that you are cannot be understood by a brain scan or your blood work. The very essence that you are is not just neurotransmitters, social dynamics. The human experience is something which is meant to be lived. So why are you not living your life? The answer is because you are living your life based upon a narrative that is actually a lie. This narrative maps, tracks, allows you to live without any depth. You go to social media or whatever it is to try to find answers to the questions that you are searching for. When Jesus spoke of the kingdom of God is within you, he wasn't just pointing to some empirical scientific narrative. He was pointing to an inner realization, an interior realization that you yourself have to arrive at through awareness, humility, surrender, and insight. In this sense, science is limited in its ability to emulate the fullness of human life, but it has also caused you to lose your abilities of discernment. And so you have these scientific now gurus who approach you with their packages and their courses and their Instagrams and their social media posts and their podcasts, convincing you that they know the essence of God. It is, of course, a lie. They don't. They simply are trapping you into an inner realization of your own scientific inebriation. You have to stand up. You have to start to search for a deeper narrative. And you have to start to realize that human life is not only a system to be studied, it's a mystery. It's a mystery that I'm inviting you to live with me over these next few transmissions and next few months. So for now, I want to leave you with that message. I want you to understand that the scientific narrative is dead and that you have to find the road to a deeper narrative.